In today's episode, we're going to talk about keeping your eye on the ball. Yes, keeping your eye on the ball. The ball that will enable you to hit a grand slam. You can't hit a grand slam without the ball. So what is the ball? Well, listen to today's podcast and I'll share with you more.
Welcome to the More Members Now podcast with Scott Whitaker, where you can get more members, increase retention, and multiply the profits from your membership program. And now, your host, best-selling author, speaker, and founder of Membership Multipliers, Scott Whitaker.
So as a little kid, I used to play sports. Actually, I should say I used to play a sport. It was baseball. I played mini pee-wee baseball, and then I don't know if it's politically correct or if they even still have it, but they called it the midget league, so as you kind of grow up through it. But about the time I hit pee-wee, it became evident that I was not a good baseball player. Actually, sports was never really my forte. I just did not do well in sports. And so, one of the things I constantly heard from my coach and from others was, Scott, you got to keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. It reminded me of the Vince Lombardi quote where he says, gentlemen, this is a football. Now, this was Vince Lombardi talking to his college team, talking about, hey, this is a football, reminding them of what that is. So I thought about it. Hey, it's time. Let me remind you, this is the ball. What is the ball? Well, I'm going to give you some reports, and I want you to pull these reports to get a good eye on the ball, to begin to see the true reality of your business. So here are some reports that I want you to pull. One, you need to pull a profit and loss statement. Now, let me just say up front, I hope that you're actually looking at these reports on a monthly basis. Some of them could be even actually weekly. So one is a profit and loss statement. Another one is your monthly sales totals. I love to look at this report because it gives me a snapshot over the previous year. Reminds me of when our sales were high and what we did in that moment so that I can do something again in that moment for the coming year. It also reminds me when my sales are low so that I can plan for that in the coming year and try to make sure that our low in that time of year isn't as low as it was the previous year. So looking at your monthly sales totals, your retention rate. What is your retention rate? Have you been making progress in increasing your retention? Another one is what are the drop-off points in your membership? You look back and say, well, we had a spike in cancellations in February. Why did that happen? Drill down on that so you can plan for it. How many new members are you getting every month? So just like you look at the drop-off points in your cancellations, maybe there was a spike in signups for your membership in January. Well, that might explain why there was a spike in the cancellations in February, because you went after and sold your membership harder in the month of January, which may have caused more cancellations in February. So now it's starting to make sense. What other months where you experienced a spike in new members? How many members were canceling every month? Month after month, how many members were canceling every month? Another report, what was your best month and why? The opposite of that is what was your worst month and why? One that I enjoy looking at, what was your best marketing campaign? What was your worst marketing campaign? You see, what happens is we do a marketing campaign and then we just say, well, it didn't work that time. We'll try it again later. Well, maybe you don't need to try to do that again. There's a saying like, don't beat a dead horse. Some of you're being a dead horse hairless because you're trying the same campaign over and over and over again. So stop it. Use the ones that work. How many members have failed billing? That's an interesting report for you to look at. How many members have failed billing? That they've been sitting on your membership list. One of my private clients, I asked them to pull this report. They told me they had hundreds of members But then come to find out there were a number of members, and by a number, I mean, over 100 members who had failed billing and were sitting in the membership. Lastly, and I always enjoy this one, what are the names of every member? Pull your membership list. Actually look at the names of your membership list. I like to use a tool called mapalist.com. Mapalist.com, where you can take your membership list and import it, and then it'll put little pinpoints on a map where you can then see all the places where your members reside. Now, this is especially great, for all of us. I mean, whether you have a regional membership or a national membership or an international membership like we have. And I love seeing, not only our members here in the United States, but I love seeing our members in Canada and the UK and in Australia and in South America and in the, Philippines, where, all these different locations, we're able to make an impact in people's lives. So look at that. Pull your membership list. When you do that, all of a sudden you get this, you get this affirmation that, this membership is bigger than you are. You're able to do something bigger than you are. Who would have thought that you would have had a membership impacting so many people? And how many more people can you impact? Listen, if you found this podcast helpful and the reports that you're going to be pulling and evaluating your membership business, and let me just say, there's a number of other reports that I pull, but I wanted to just give you these. I want to invite you to like this podcast, share it with somebody that you know who's a membership business owner like yourself, and leave us a review. That'll help us get in front of more people so that we can continue to help more membership businesses. Just one simple act can enable us to help others like you. And that's my goal. I want to be a power multiplier where we're multiplying the power inside your membership and inside the membership of so many others. So like, share, review today's podcast. I would greatly appreciate it.
You've been listening to the More Members Now podcast with Scott Whitaker. To find out more about Scott or learn how you can grow your membership business, visit membershipmultipliers.com. Or you can also get a free copy of Scott's brand new book, Accelerate, How to Get Your Next 10, 100, 500, or 1,000 members. Just go to acceleratemymembership.com.